Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles. Welcome to my channel. I'm coming today again from my backyard. Today I am under this humongous mango tree. Today I'm here to show you the Harmony blouse by Love Notions. This is the Feature Friday pattern that is half off for today Friday. This is a blouse designed for lightweight wovens. It's fitted at the bust and then it flares out at the waist and hips. It's got bust darts for shaping, and it's also got a center back seam with a little keyhole opening, and it's also got some back shaping along the center back seam. There are 4 sleeve options, and actually 5 because there has been an add-on added just recently to make a tulip type sleeve. You know, those ones that overlap, super cute. So that is a free add-on there that is available now with this pattern as well. About the sizing, this pattern comes from sizes extra small to extra large, with body measurements of bust 33 to 49.5 inches and hips 33.5 to 51.5 inches. There is positive ease around the bust, around 3 inches around that, could be more, a little bit less, and at the waist and hips ease of 10 to 12 inches. So it's meant to be nice and fitted around your chest. That's really important. And then just whoosh, flare out. So that's why the lightweight woven would come in handy. I don't think I would make this out of something that doesn't drape or is like stiff. Now, there is also a full bust option for the front piece. So if your difference from your upper bust or to your full bust is 4 inches or above, you have a higher chance of getting this blouse to fit better because there's more space added for the bust. There's like an added full bust adjustment there that you don't have to do. So that is a bonus. What did I do? I chose my size on my high bust measurement. That is what is recommended. I've said before, my high bust is 38, so I chose the size large. Now, I had pinned something on Pinterest ages ago and I like what I saw. I didn't necessarily want to create the exact same piece, but I did like some of the style lines there. I will insert a little picture here so you can see. What attracted me to this piece that I saw there was the stripe play, the horizontal and vertical stripe going on. Now this is a shirt, it has a collar, it has a button band, but they made the button placket in a contrast white. Now that draws my attention. I don't want to exactly recreate the whole thing exactly like that, but the Harmony blouse is a pattern I can use to create that look, but just a little bit different, and the fabric a little bit different as well. So as I said before, I never want to copy and replicate the exact same thing, but I do want to get the ideas from that. So that is my inspiration. Now on the up close and so personal segment, what you're going to see is me adjusting the length. I tend to want to shorten my tops for some reason. So I'm going to show you how I did that with the shorten and lengthen line available on the pattern. I'm also going to show you how the back has some shaping, and then what I did to achieve my look that I wanted, and also the problem I encountered. I encountered a problem that most of you do not want to encounter. But there's always a solution, ladies, always a solution. So I'm going to show you how I fixed it, and then I'll be back to show you. So let's hop into the up close and so personal. This is the front piece of the blouse. It's cut on the fold. It has a shorten and lengthen line there that I have made good use of. And I have cut there and overlapped 2 inches, 5 centimeters. I tend to always shorten my tops for some reason. I think most of them are longer than what I want, but it's such an easy adjustment to make. And if the line is already there for you, you don't have to actually make that decision. You can see that extra paper behind there. That is the length I took away. And from here, I just made a new line to keep the same volume at the bottom like the original pattern piece had. So just a very easy adjustment there to do on the side seams. And so now it makes sense, right? And the back is the same thing. So I've taken the line there to that bit there and then just trued out the line. There we go, done. With this back pattern piece, I'd like you to note something here in the drafting. Now we can see that there's a curve coming into the waist here at the center back seam and then going out to the back. So this is actually giving us back shaping in a different manner that is sort of equivalent to fisheye darts at the back. So no fisheye darts, but the shaping is done on the center seam. It is a top that's flowy and loose fitting, but just the fact that this is there is going to make the fit so much better, and I really appreciate this detail on a top like this. You know, I like to be inspired by the style of the lines, not exactly replicate what I see. I can see a vertical white going down. I want to make mine a little bit different. This is the fabric I've chosen. It's got vertical stripes with some flowers all over it. They're non-directional. Ones are going up, ones are going down. So I've cut my pattern with a center front seam. I added that onto the pattern because it doesn't have that. And I'm not making a placket, I'm not making a shirt. I just want to create that visual interest in the front with a black vertical stripe. So I've cut a strip of my black fabric, not on the bias. It doesn't need to be on the bias, and I've put it through my thickest bias tape maker, 25mm, to get a nice little piece there that I've pinned over my center front seam to cover it. And it's just going to be a visual effect. It's got no use for anything other than decoration. I've sewn on one side, you can see, and then I need to sew on the other side. I pin, I use my edge foot, and I get a nice accurate result there. Very nice straight lines. Without my edge foot, I would have wonky top stitching, believe me. But I encountered a problem, a flower boob. Now the flower going upside down doesn't bother me because it's lower than my apex, but there is one right there and I need to fix it. So I cut a little piece of paper to check, and I'm playing with the placement of where I'm going to cover that one there that is so on my apex, and yeah, no one wants to have a flower there. So I've just eyeballed and cut a little pocket piece, and I've been experimenting where it's going to go on my chest to cover this area. I should have noted this when I cut the fabric, but I didn't notice. I thought that flower was going to be higher on my chest. So I have a square, a 9cm square, and from the middle there I dropped it down 1.5 centimeters or 5/8 of an inch and did that shape. I left myself 1 centimeter seam allowance and 2 on the top, and now I'm going to do a stitch around, a marking stitch, so I can press this really well. So this just helps press any pocket. I do this on any pocket, whether it be denim, linen, rayon, crepe in this case. It just helps that crease stay nice and crisp, and that's what works for me. So there you can see. Now all these stitchings that I've done them with a loose like 4.0 stitch length, and I'm going to remove that before sewing on the pocket. Of course, I had to hand base this on. It just gives me more freedom to sew accurately without dealing with pins. And then with my edge foot, of course, again, I go and pivot and sew this on the edge, and then it comes out really nice and neat. Okay, so here is my harmony blouse. As you know, sleeveless is my thing. That is what I do. And you can see that vertical stripe there that I achieved by just warping on the same type of fabric. This is the same crepe on the main and on this. This is scraps, by the way. And there's a cheeky little pocket that saves the day, You can put something in there, but why would you, The hem is a little bit curved, as you can see there. And then on the back, you have that center seam there that gives you the shaping, and also that little keyhole there. And actually, you don't need this. This is just for visual interest, really, because the neckline is scooped. I didn't change this. This is how it comes. And you can just put your head in. I would not eliminate the center back seam though. That needs to be there. But if you're lazy and don't want to do the keyhole little thing, you can. Now I sewed on a fabric covered button to close that together. I didn't do a thread loop sort of thing or anything. I just closed it there, And this just came from my button stash, Bias tape I made visible there to finish the arm side and the neckline. I think it looks really neat. And yeah, nice flowy top with a bit of a visual interest with that, and that's what I wanted to create. Let me pop it on so you can see. Okay, so I have it on. You can see the vertical stripe there, sort of brings that eye to the center, up and down, and not sort of into other areas. Little cheeky pocket that saved the day. I'm not going to put anything in there. It's functional. Like I could put like nothing in there, because why would I? And yeah, it sort of disguises the flower placement there. So I shortened it, as you see, to hit where I like it, mid hip. It's got like a little bit of a curved hem, and then at the back it's got some back shaping there, as you can see. Not excessive, but it does give you a little bit of shape, although it's very loose, and it's a top you can wear and feel super comfortable in, and you won't need to be like holding your breath or anything like that. So here you have some bias binding on the arm side there and on the neckline. I decided to make self bias binding because I think it looks really nice, and it also goes with the stripe play, because vertical, horizontal, and then bias. I think it looks really cool. You can also use bias tape, like store-bought bias tape, and just finish it into the inside if you would like, you know. It's all options. So this is a pattern that's on sale today, Friday, the feature Friday, the Harmony blouse. As always, there's lots of options there. You know, I always choose the sleeveless because I'm either sleeveless or 3/4. I'm either like all or nothing. But this is what I mostly wear, sleeveless. I love it. And you probably know that already about me. Now, another place to get some inspiration is the blog from Love Notions, and my friend Michelle has written a guest blog post about the Harmony, where she shows how to do pleat tucks and the tulip sleeve. Also, the new add-on for the tulip sleeve is included in the blog post, so I will link this blog post down below. And if you don't know Michelle, she is in fashion school, she's a mom, and in her Instagram she's super active in her stories, and she's very generous, always sharing everything she's learning while she studies pattern drafting and all that stuff. Super interesting to follow, so I would follow her if I were you. I'm putting here a picture of her IG profile so you can follow, and I'll also link her down below. So if you want to get this pattern, it's really nice pattern, fits really well, full of lovely features. You can get it with my link down below in the description box, and it's half off today, Friday. Tell me, are you about diving into Pinterest, pinning a bunch of stuff and then never actually trying to make them? Well, I've got thousands of things pinned, and lately I've been looking at my boards every day and trying to get inspiration. And for me, it's inspiration. I don't want to replicate exactly what I see there, and that is what I've done with this. I'm not the one, I think, that would just come up with something all on my own. I need to see it first and go from there, and then adapt it to what I like. Anyway, that's all I had to say about Pinterest. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please hit the little bell thingy, notifications, so you don't miss when I upload, so you don't miss a sewing tip with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Sunday.